Chiefs Kingdom, we need your help. We are in a sub-battle for now until the lead-up with the NFL Draft as we are taking on some of our fellow AFC West channels here at Chat Sports. The Raiders Report, Broncos Breakdown. We got a slight lead and a very nice total of 1,169 new subscribers. Raiders Report doing pretty good, 1,105. Broncos Breakdown not too far behind at 1,078. Let's finish strong and make sure we do our part to show why we have not just the best team in the AFC West, but the best fans as well for draft coverage, free agency, trades, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, 2 and 3 videos a day, live shows every Tuesday, and more. You got to be subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Subscribe now for free, and we'll get started with today's show. Matt Miller of ESPN has a brand new 7-round mock draft for all 32 teams across the National Football League. And on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, we are going to show you the selections he made for the Kansas City Chiefs and give you our reaction and analysis here on today's show. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us. Let's go ahead and get started right away. We begin with the Chiefs' first-round pick. Miller projects the Chiefs taking Mykel Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia, at 31 overall. Here's what Miller had to say. The Chiefs took care of their most glaring roster need in free agency by signing left tackle Jalen Moore, so they should use this pick as a step toward building the overall talent and depth on the roster. Williams has moments of greatness. He combined for 4 sacks in 2 games against Texas in 2024, but also tends to disappear. He was slowed this season by an ankle injury, yet he showed toughness and glimpses of his ceiling. Working alongside Chris Jones and George Karlaftis would give Williams one-on-one matchups with offensive linemen as he develops his game. His rare physical tools could make him a special 4-3 defensive end if he puts everything together. Williams' pass rush is based mostly on physical ability and lacks technique, but the Chiefs have a good track record of developing defensive talent. He's got impressive movement and an impressive body. Pause. I really like what he brings to the table and could be a natural fit. The Chiefs are needing some pass rush help. I've kind of given up on King Felix at this point in time. 2 years in, I don't think he's going to get much better, as much as I hate to say it. I think this is a good option for Kansas City to get some more help on a pass rush front that has been so inconsistent. Last year it got better towards the end of the season, but got off to such a slow start. Give Spags another piece to work with. I don't hate the pick at all. Should the Chiefs draft Mykel Williams in round 1? You got 2 options here. Type S for select, P for pass. Weigh in our pinned comment today. Let us know what you think. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in and let us know. Up next, we go offensive line, and this is where we find Charles Grant from William and Mary College. Who all can name where William and Mary is at? Let me know in the comments if you guys know. More from Matt Miller on the choice of Charles Grant. Signing Moore shouldn't be the Chiefs' last move at offensive tackle, especially given the inconsistency their returning players showed a year ago. Grant is an amazing mover at tackle with fluid, quick feet and the length to make an impact on the left side of the line. But he needs to develop as he graduates from facing FCS competition to NFL defenders. Grant is a redshirt player with a future at left tackle if he can add strength in his lower body. And the thing I see about him, he's an effective zone blocker, which fits into what the Chiefs are looking for at that position. But this is a bit of a project, and you already have a project there in Kingsley that you're looking at moving to the guard spot. You don't know how he's going to develop and turn out. So it is a bit of a gamble here with Charles Grant. This isn't what I would have picked. I do like the idea of getting offensive line help. I think you can do better than Charles Grant, though. 66, we find Joshua Farmer, the defensive tackle from Florida State. More help on the defensive side of the ball and helping shore up a position that could use some depth. Miller said this: "It's been a revolving door next to Chris Jones at defensive tackle, and Farmer's ability as a one technique is a dream fit next to the likely future Hall of Famer." This pick I like a lot to go with Farmer He was a key piece to Florida State's team that went undefeated a season ago and just barely missed the college football playoff. He's got a high motor effort type player that he brings to the table. And we mentioned the fit, played alongside Chris Jones, and can do so for a very long time. I think that's a really good idea to go with him with that pick there and helping add another piece there at 66. We go to 95 now, and this is where we find Nohl Williams, the corner from Cal. And you look at the corner spot for Kansas City. Trent McDuffie is playing some fantastic football. Jalen Watson came back from injury. You add Christian Fulton from the LA Chargers, and now another depth piece. Miller said this on the selection. The lack of a true CB2 opposite Trent McDuffie was obvious during Kansas City's late defensive season struggles. Williams' toughness and instincts would get him into the starting lineup week 1. That's pretty bold to say that he'd be starting, that he'd be beating out whether it's Fulton or Watson potentially, but he has through-the-roof ball skills, and Spags likes his corners, so that makes a lot of sense. If he turns into a starter, if you're getting a guy at 95 that's going to be a starting corner for you, then that could be a potentially good pick there on that front. Who's a player the Chiefs should draft? We've already gone through a few names that Matt Miller has brought up. Who comes to mind for you? Weigh in the comments section and let me know who you'd like to see end up in Kansas City. Chiefs Polos are on sale now for up to 50% off. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos is where you can get yours today. Got the red, got the gray, got the stripes version for you, as well as other Chiefs merchandise at that same link, chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos, to get yours today. Check out all of our Chiefs gear. You're going to find something. We got plenty of holidays coming up between Easter. Maybe you want to put something in the basket for the kids. Maybe it's Mother's Day, Father's Day. Check out all our Chiefs merchandise. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. 50% off Chiefs Polos at chatsports.com/Chiefs Polos. Up next, we find Bhayshul Tuten, the running back from Virginia Tech. And we expect Kansas City to be drafting a running back day 3. They find a guy here with explosive breakaway ability. And if you were looking for something that was missing in Kansas City's rushing attack last year, they had guys that could manage short yardage situations that could get 3 or 4 yards at a time. But the longest run we saw all season was from Isaiah Pacheco against the Las Vegas Raiders in a 30-yard run. They were missing that explosive breakaway speed. He could bring that to the table potentially there. 226, we find Kitan Crawford, the safety from Nevada, and he's got superb explosiveness that he brings to the position. And you got some question marks at the safety spot with Justin Reid gone. I know there's been talk about Connor playing safety. Jaden Hicks I really liked. You get another piece there. Got some opportunities to get creative there at that safety spot if you do so. We wait all the way to 251 to get some receiver help. And this is where I disagree with Matt Miller. I would have been taking a receiver much higher than 251 to this point. I've always been of the belief of helping Patrick Mahomes get as many weapons as possible. That's what Brett Veach has tried to do for his entire tenure. But they settle on Daniel Jackson, wide receiver from Minnesota. And the description for him, I like this. I haven't heard this about too many players. He is a route salesman. All right? He is going to let everybody know when he's open and to get him the football. And if he sells himself well, he can get the attention of Patrick Mahomes, potentially, even as a late-round pick. 257, final pick, Mr. Irrelevant of this draft. Matt Miller has Kansas City going with Nazir Stackhouse, the defensive tackle from Georgia, and he's been able to stand his own against opposing offensive linemen. He's not going to be one that stuffs the stat sheet, but he will do the little things that don't always show up. So, folks, I look at it, and I can live with this draft. I'll give you my grade in a moment, but want to hear from you guys. How would you grade this mock draft from Matt Miller of Espen? A, B, C, D, or F? I'll give you my grade in a moment. Want to hear from you guys first. Weigh in and let us know. This is a solid draft for me. I would have liked to have taken a receiver earlier. You did address needs at edge and offensive line and corner and safety, but I would have liked to take in a receiver quicker than what Kansas City did in this case. So with that being said, I'll go with a B+. It's a good draft, but not a great draft. And if this is what Kansas City ends up going with, then that'd be fine by me, but I would be still sitting here thinking it could have gone another route. Let's go over the other picks that Matt Miller projected across the National Football League. Cam Ward, quarterback from Miami, goes number 1 overall to Tennessee. Abdul Carter, edge rusher from Penn State, goes 2 to Cleveland. Despite signing Russell Wilson, the Giants go quarterback. Shedeur Sanders from Colorado at 3. Travis Hunter, the wide receiver / corner from Colorado. Back-to-back Buffaloes off the board as he goes to New England at 4. Jags at 5 go with Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. T-Mac, one of my favorites in this draft, wide receiver from Arizona. He goes 6 to the Vegas Raiders. 7, the Jets go with Armand Membo. He's seen his stock rise quite a bit. We've talked about him on this show. Offensive tackle from Mizzou. Could be a guard at the next level. 8, Jalen Walker, edge / linebacker from Georgia, goes to Carolina. 9, Barron, the corner from Texas, goes to the Saints. At 10, Ashton Jeanty, one of the most exciting players in this draft, the running back from Boise State. He goes to the Bears. 11, the Niners go with Will Johnson, corner from Michigan. Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. He goes to the Cowboys at 12. 13, the Dolphins, they get some line help. They go Will Campbell, the offensive tackle / guard from LSU. The Colts, they go tight end as they snag up Colston Loveland from Michigan at 14. 15, Jahad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama, goes to the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Green at 16, the edge rusher from Marshall, goes to the Cardinals. 17, Nick Emanwari, the star safety from South Carolina, the first-team All-American. He goes to Cincinnati. Seattle, they go receiver Matthew Golden, the guy we've talked about on this show, potentially for Kansas City. It seems a bit high for him. He goes 18 there to the Hawks. Then at 19, Malachi Starks, safety from Georgia. He goes to the Buccaneers. 20, Luther Burden, the Mizzou receiver, that some people are saying his stock is starting to fall, could land outside of the first round. Not this time. He goes to Denver at 20. 21, Thomas, the corner from Florida State, goes to the Steelers. Hampton, the running back from North Carolina, he goes to the Chargers. And the Chargers, all of a sudden, with a good running back arsenal with him and Najee Harris there. 23, Kelvin Banks. I know we've seen some mock drafts falling to KC at 31. Not this time. He goes Green Bay at 23. Maxwell Harrison, the corner from Kentucky, goes to the Vikings at 24. Josh Simmons, the offensive tackle from Ohio State, he goes to the Texans at 25. The Rams get their quarterback of the future to replace Matthew Stafford. Jackson Dart goes 26 to L.A. 27, the Ravens go with Derek Harmon, one of my favorite players in this draft, defensive tackle from Oregon there. Gray Zabel, another guy that's been talked about for the Chiefs. He is not available as he goes to the Lions at 28. 29, the Commanders go Shamar Stewart, edge rusher from Texas A&M. And then the last few picks, Trey Amos, the corner from Mississippi, goes to the Bills at 30. Mykel Williams, the Chiefs pick, like we talked about earlier, the edge rusher from Georgia. And then Donovan E., the edge rusher from Boston College, rounds out the picks for the first round of Matt Miller's mock draft. Appreciate you joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/ChiefsTV. I'm Tyler Jones. We'll see you next time.